Good evening. It is Tuesday, November 21st, 2017. My name is Jacob.
And I'm Danielle.
And we are the Proteus Podcast. Ideas in all shapes and forms.
Jake?
Yes?
Jake?
Yes?
I only have one thing to tell you.
What is that?
Go, 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 go. Oh, well, that's pretty good turkey.
That's it. It's true. Ladies and gentlemen, Thanksgiving is right around the corner.
And you know what Thanksgiving means.
Thanksgiving means I'm probably going to burn myself on something.
That's true. I'm probably going to cut myself on something.
Yeah. I tell you I cut myself with the dull side of my meat cleaver the other day?
No.
Yeah, that's another story for another time. The point is, cheaply made meat cleaver. Be careful.
Yeah. How do you cut yourself on the backside of a meat cleaver?
It's a fairly wide piece of steel, right?
But it's
dull, but the corners are perfectly square, and they were never, and no one broke the corners, which is something you do when you're making anything out of steel, so that they're not razor sharp.
Oh, so
that corner was technically razor sharp. Yeah, it's a cheap. Mom brought it from China. It cleaves. I mean, what do you expect? It doesn't have to be all that fancy.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think about it, and I was washing it, and it just slid across my knuckle, and it gave me 2 parallel cuts on the knuckle. It's like, really? Why? So I've fixed it since then.
Moving us along.
Just very minor cuts. It was just one of those more annoyances than anything else, like a paper cut.
But you pounded out the edges on your cleaver?
I fixed the edges on the back of the cleaver so I don't do that embarrassing thing again.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, you know.
So, Jake, what are your plans for Thanksgiving?
Well, because my mom is out of the area for the moment, she'll be coming back into town on Thanksgiving Day. I am in charge of the turkey.
Oh, the turkey.
So I am
what about the other,
in charge of the turkey.
The other dishes?
Oh, holy shit, I need to remember to buy wild rice. Thanks for reminding me.
Okay, so you're not just making the turkey. It sounds like you're making
I'm making a lot of
meal.
things. I'm making a lot of things.
A lot of things, too.
I can't remember if my mom listens to this podcast. Is anyone bringing things?
Yeah.
No, pretty much it's my show this time.
All right.
Mom already has pre-made a pumpkin pie cheesecake ahead of time.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm where it's at.
Would you say, okay, let's start this, and then let's compare the dishes that we're going to be making.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being like the most radical Thanksgiving dinner ever, and 10 being the most traditional Thanksgiving dinner ever, where in the scale is your Thanksgiving dinner that you will be preparing?
8.5.
8.5. Wow. Mine was going to be like a 2, but then now people are bringing things because of how non-traditional it is.
What were you going to make, tacos?
No. We'll get there. We're going to compare dishes. Okay?
Okay.
I will start I'm going to do a number of dishes together, but only because I'm not making these. Okay? This is what's being brought in.
Okay.
Cranberry sauce.
Cranberry sauce.
From scratch.
From scratch. I hate from scratch cranberry sauce.
Same here.
Well, my thing. Let me just explain myself before the ones of listeners become outraged. Most people put way too much orange zest, and so it doesn't taste like cranberry. It tastes like oranges. Well, which is not why I'm there. I'm there for cranberries.
See, I don't like cranberries.
I love cranberries.
I'm a kind of a heathen, though.
Yeah.
So, the cranberry sauce. The sweet potato dish with marshmallows.
Yeah.
I hate that.
It's too sweet for me. I don't ever put the...
I don't like it.
Like, I love a sweet potato with butter.
Yeah.
But when you start putting brown sugar and marshmallows on there, it's just like, this is going to get me into a diabetic coma, and I can see through time and am tasting colors. It's just way too sweet for... And it always has been, even since I was young. I was just like, man, that's too much.
And a from scratch pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie.
Though I will say this, originally it was going to be a from scratch pumpkin pie made with a pumpkin from his garden.
Now that is a giant pain in the ass to do.
Well, but he was super excited about it. He's been growing these pumpkins. They were just about ripe enough, and he was like, they're perfect. I'm going to pick them this evening when I get home from work. Well, the squirrels also knew that...
And the squirrels picked his pumpkin for him and ate it?
Well, he described his garden as if someone had taken a hollow-tipped bullet and shot the pumpkin. He said...
Shards of pumpkin everywhere.
Yeah, there was like pumpkin everywhere, pumpkin guts everywhere. He said it was like a vicious pumpkin murder.
Squirrels.
Like the squirrels, man.
Squirrels be squirreling.
Squirrels be squirreling. So yeah, that's what's being brought in, and that is literally the most traditional of anything that's being had at my house for Thanksgiving.
So what you're saying is there will be no turkey.
There will be no turkey.
You are a ham family.
No.
Not even a ham family?
There is no ham.
Huh. I don't know how you can live like that.
I know. I'm a rebel.
Yeah.
But we'll get to my primary. Why don't you describe a side?
Okay, side dishes. I have already, like I said, my mom's made a pumpkin pie, cheesecake, pumpkin pie cheesecake, which is beautiful.
Yeah, I don't like pumpkin.
I have made a cranberry jello salad.
Cranberry. Oh,
because I love that. Let me explain what's in this, though, because I know you don't like cranberries, but this is different.
Cranberry jello salad.
Wait for it. It's different than that. It's not like you're thinking.
Mayonnaise on it.
No, there's no mayonnaise. Allow me to walk you through this. Just raspberry jello, a can of cranberries, a tub of sour cream.
No.
Right. That makes it into like a creamy jello, right? And then diced up pecans.
Ugh.
I know, it's revolting to you. It runs in the family. We love it. It's
okay. So
it's like dessert cranberries.
All right. I'm gonna give a warning.
And then I decorate the top with pecans. It's beautiful.
I'm gonna give a warning to all our ones a listener. At some point I may have to
that's the only cranberry thing I'm making. Don't worry.
No, it's not that it's not just that. It's traditional Thanksgiving food. I'm not like green bean casserole. Whoever decided that green bean casserole was something that was edible, there's a place behind the chemical shed that someone wants to show you. Okay. All right. I'll do a side now.
Okay. You're gonna have a hard time today.
Now, in some circles, this may be slightly traditional of a Thanksgiving dish, but I'm doing twice baked mashed red potatoes.
That sounds wonderful.
What I do with these is I bake the red potatoes. I pack them with salt, and I wrap them up and then I bake them. And then when I get them out and they're all soft, I throw them into the KitchenAid, and then I throw in a half a pound of shredded cheese. I throw in a cup of heavy cream. I throw in some chives and some other stuff that I slightly sauteed before putting it in there. And then I throw in a stick of butter and do all that. And then I put that smooth, creamy, fluffy mixture into a casserole dish. Cover it with more cheddar cheese, and then put that in the oven to bake it until the cheese on top has melted and has started to get a little bit melty and maybe a little bit of brown on the edges. It's very good.
Sound nice.
It's caloric, is what it is. Matter of fact, I would like to describe most of my menu as caloric.
Caloric. Well, so the next thing I'm making, and I'm sorry, but I am in charge of a green bean casserole. But because my mom is gluten-free, we're going the hard way. So I have already crafted from scratch an entire pickle jar of homemade mushroom soup.
Okay.
That I made today with sauteed mushrooms and onions in butter together, and then put that with a little bit of beef bouillon in a pot and some milk. Cooked that for a while and thickened it with some gluten-free flour to thicken it up a little bit. And then into it goes an entire package of cream cheese to turn it into cream of mushroom soup. And it is stupid delicious. I could sit there and eat that with a spoon. And then I will be French frying my own onions here this evening sometime because French fried onions are made with flour, so I have to do that for the topping.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it will incorporate actual green beans and some cheese. So,
Yeah, no, I
when
have
done
to call out that.
right, I think that green bean casserole is good. I've had bad green bean casserole. You got to work hard at this.
I don't know. Anything with cream of blank soup is almost instantly in the no column for me. Now, mad props. Like, I would try yours simply because you made it at home.
This is the best mushroom soup I've ever eaten.
But that being said, you put a thing of cream cheese in it.
Yeah.
And I get it. I just...
It's calories.
I'm just... Yeah, it's calories. Caloric. That's our show title. It's caloric.
Yep, that's the show title. Let me write that down.
But I don't know. Like, green bean casserole, it's just such a... It's not my favorite food.
No, I can understand that. It's not. There's a lot.
All right.
That weird marshmallow salad thing people make?
Yeah.
I hate that.
God.
I can't eat that. It's got
well,
pineapple and Cool Whip and marshmallows.
Cool Whip.
Oh, whip.
So anyway, no, you know what I love? Just frozen Cool Whip.
With a spoon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool
that'd be good.
Frozen Cool Whip with a spoon. All right. Next thing I'm making. Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Collard greens.
Ugh. I've never actually had collard greens. To be fair, I'm just not really big on cooked leaves of anything.
Oh
like
man.
cooked spinach, I'm like, I'll eat it, but I'm not going to go looking for it.
What you do with proper collard greens is you can get some pork back or bacon.
Well, I've seen this whole process.
Like
Dave can cook on YouTube.
Yeah.
It showed me how to make proper collard greens. I just
I want to describe how I
describe
do
it.
mine.
Describe it.
I don't care about Dave Can Cook.
He ain't posted anything a long time. It's a good channel.
Still, I like take that pork back or some bacon, some onion, and some seasoning. I cook that in a big pot, like get that all fried up, get the grease in there, and then you throw in the collard greens right at the end. Get it wilted, you mix it all in together, get those juices. Collard greens, Jake. Collard greens.
Yeah,
that's good eats.
That's your thing. It sounds good, but like I said, I need someone that's really good at it to prepare for me because my exposure to it has been like canned collard greens and things like that. And
no, come to my house for Thanksgiving.
Nah, we ain't putting that in my mouth.
Come to my place for Thanksgiving. There you go. I've spent a nigh on lifetime perfecting my collard greens. Nigh on.
Well,
let's see. Your turn.
Now, the next thing, I guess I'm in charge of some mashed potatoes. I'll be doing those in the fairly boring mashed potatoes way.
Just regular mashed potatoes?
Regular mashed potatoes. I'm not going to go fancy on those. My family has an enthusiasm for the basic mashed potatoes with, some butter, some cream. Mash them.
Sounds a little boring.
It is. It goes good with gravy.
Okay.
Because really, at that point, mashed potatoes are a conveyance for the gravy, which is a course in and of itself.
I do like a good gravy, but that's beside the point. I think for instance, my mashed potatoes, if anything,
don't need a gravy.
Use salt and pepper to taste.
Yeah.
It doesn't need anything else. Matter of fact, you use my twice baked mashed red potatoes as a topping on other things. As a substitute for butter.
As a substitute for butter.
All right. So the next thing I'm doing is I'm in a cast iron skillet. I am preparing Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts when prepared correctly.
Yeah,
I learned at some point that you basically have to barely cook them, and that way they're not bitter.
Oh, so what I do, and this is the trick, because you got to wash them. You got to get the loose roughage off of them.
Mm-hmm.
Then you coat them with a little. You have a cast iron skillet, by the way, waiting in the oven. And then you lightly toss them with a little bit of olive oil or grapeseed oil, salt.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You toss that, and then you put that in the cast iron skillet. And because you wash them, it has some moisture in there from washing them. And the cast iron skillet's so hot, you'll get a nice sear on the outer leaves of the Brussels sprout. And the inside will steam really fast and cook.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take it out. So it's delicious. Delicious.
And delicious. Wow. Brussels sprouts. A thing that... See, what else we're doing? Probably some rolls of some kind. I imagine those won't be.
Are you store buying your rolls?
I probably will. To be honest, I don't have the time because I got a lot of things going on this week in addition to Thanksgiving. And also, I work in a grocery store. So, it kind of... Yesterday, today, and tomorrow are a real trial by fire.
Okay. So...
There's got to be something else, though. I know I'm missing something.
So, instead of rolls... What we're doing is in another cast iron skillet, I'm making a nice heaping pan of cornbread.
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 Might get a package, mix it so I can some of the stuff and do a thing of cornbread too. Cornbread.
Yep. It's each dish is delicious. I love it. It's something I've done before.
Mm-hmm.
I love this cornbread. It's gluten-free. It doesn't have any flour in it, so it's proper cornbread. And yeah, it's tasty.
So yeah, I guess at this point I can't think of anything else. We kind of, like I said, we sort of do the traditional fare. Mm-hmm. So that leaves us with the main course for me.
Which is,
of course, a giant turkey.
No stuffing?
Oh, yeah, we do a stuffing. We don't actually put the stuffing in the turkey because it just makes everything take longer to cook.
Yeah.
Right? And so what we do is it's a fried rice stuffing because my mom, again, is allergic to wheat. So what it is it's usually like brown rice mixed with and wild rice cooked in turkey broth. And then craisins because you hate cranberries. And diced up pecans, and then like celery and onion, and so you cook all the rice and you put the craisins in there so they craisin, and then all that comes out and goes in a skillet with some garlic and some onions and some celery and whatnot, and make a fried rice out of this, wild rice and plain rice. Mm-hmm. And it's really good. And because you cook it all in the turkey broth, it's just as good as if you cooked it in the turkey because it gets that good turkey flavor all through it if you're into that kind of thing.
All right.
It's actually good. You could, cook it with a different kind of broth and have a not turkey, wild rice, fried rice stuffing.
So,
it's good. It's one of my favorite parts of the dinner, actually, that is a side dish because I really like wild rice.
I'll say this. Personally, I think cooking stuffing inside of a turkey is gross.
Yeah, it's just a horrendous pain in the ass. And
it comes out and it has that weird texture like it was steamed.
Yeah. I'm not big on stuffing. Actually putting stuffing inside the bird.
Yeah, and I don't like stuffing outside of the bird. Some people try to simulate that it was cooked inside the bird.
No. Like I said, this is basically a fried rice with, some turkey flavor and other good ingredients. It's not...
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. So our main course is going to be a twofold.
Okay.
Okay. Because I have some vegetarians coming over.
Okay.
For the vegetarians, I am doing a vegetarian jambalaya.
Jambalaya?
Jambalaya. I'm using some vegan sausages. And yeah, it's going to be slow cooked all day long. It's going to be delicious. And for us meat eaters, I am slow smoking a brisket. Because brisket.
Well, yeah, because brisket.
Yeah. And what I do with my brisket is I insert pieces of garlic into it. I give it a nice rub. It's good stuff.
It does sound good.
And yeah. So that is what I am doing there.
So of course, like I said, we're the traditional. So we're doing the turkey, and of course, because we're the traditional weirdos, I'm brining our turkey, and we'll be using one of those glorious oven bags that makes it where your white meat isn't the texture and temperature and dryness of the surface of the sun. It's usually because white meat can be so nasty, but between brining and using the turkey bag, ladies and gentlemen out there, if you still haven't figured these things out, this is the way to do it. You brine your turkey according to the instructions on the internet. And then you use the bloody turkey bag, and the white meat will turn out juicy and delicious.
Now, I went to a Friendsgiving over the week, and I still have to do my dessert. But aside from the pumpkin pie that's being brought, but I went to a Friendsgiving this past Saturday, and they had cooked their turkey in a smoker. And let me tell you, that was some of the best turkey meat I've ever had. Yeah,
I'm also having someone smoke me a turkey just for my own personal use sometime this week, probably.
Yeah. I'm going to have a whole turkey smoked for my own personal use.
Yeah, these are the kinds of things that people does.
So, for my dessert, we already know your dessert.
Pumpkin pie and Jell-O.
Yep. Yeah, I am making a no-bake cheesecake. From scratch, and I'm going to use a non-traditional strawberry topping on it.
Non-traditional strawberry instead of traditional strawberry?
Normally in Thanksgiving, it's the cherry topping that's traditional.
It is?
It's like, yeah.
Huh.
Go look at your pie toppings at the store, Jake.
I'm not going to go do that. I'm busy right now.
You will see that all the cherry toppings, especially during this time of year, if you've had to order some, have Thanksgiving cherry toppings, holiday cherry topping. It's like the same stuff as the normal cherry topping, but they're theming it. And the strawberry.
Here's the reason I haven't run into that.
Just be normal.
For some stupid reason, I have this weird. We only have a weird third brand name pie topping. Like everywhere in the world that you go, you can get Comstock pie filling, right?
Or Duncan
Hines owns Comstock. It's the same company.
Okay.
It's Comstock pie filling and Comstock cherry pie filling. It's the pie filling in every store. We have Lucky Leaf. And it looks like they designed their logo in the 80s.
They probably did.
Good enough.
You may just be buying surplus from the 80s.
No, possibly. I don't know. But it's apparently a national brand that no one else in the world gets. I don't know. It was sort of a lot of people weren't very happy when our warehouse decided that we were going to use Lucky Leaf instead of Comstock. And it's that or Surefine, people. I'm sorry.
And for beverages, I will be mulling mead. Got a couple bottles of mead that I'm gonna shock with some brandy and mull with a cinnamon stick and lemon peel and some nutmeg, and it's gonna be tasty.
Sounds like it's gonna be pretty darn tasty.
And so that's my dinner. You have anything else you want to add for your dinner?
If I get time, I'll be candying some fresh cranberries, which is a whole different thing. It's where you soak them in simple syrup for like overnight and then roll them in sugar, and it makes like a cranberry hard candy almost.
You can't tell, but I'm making a disgusting face.
I know. Our family loves cranberries. I'm not even going to apologize for being old-fashioned or whatever.
That's fine. You do you.
But I'm not sure I'm going to get time to get that done.
You do you, Jake.
Mm-hmm. I sure will.
So, tell me, are you excited for Thanksgiving dinner?
I am. I am never not excited for Thanksgiving dinner.
I enjoy it, especially when I get to cook. We'll see if anyone allows me to host in another year because I'm going so far off the beaten track. But, you know.
Well, you're hosting. It's, you said, people, I'm going to cook weird food. Come to my house. Kind of a thing. And if people desperately want a turkey, they can produce a turkey for their own personal use.
That's right. All right. Jake.
Yes.
How jaded are you?
Today?
Yeah.
Shockingly low. Like a 3, maybe a 2.
Wow.
Well, things have just been like... I don't even want to... Things have been going well.
Okay. I'm at a 4. I'm on the decline, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Just getting towards that 3 and a 2 even.
Yeah,
get there.
maybe.
We believe in you.
Mayhap.
Yes.
Mayhap.
Yes.
I have a lot of things going my way right now.
Anyways. So do you have a quote?
I do.
Aha!
I shall quote the immortal Julia Childs.
Okay.
Are you ready? Or Julia Child?
I'm ready. More butter. Well, my quote is also from the immortal Julia Child.
Are you going to try and do it in Julia Child voice?
Absolutely not. I won't do that to you.
Aww.
But it is, if you're afraid of butter, try cream.
If you're afraid of butter, try cream.
That's just, oh man, more butter.
Oh man, Julia Child, the best.
I'm looking at just this gallery of quotes of hers. The next one down says, "A party without cake is just a meeting." It's like, I think we would have gotten along great with this lady.
Yeah, I have to agree with you.
Like she would fit in just fine with us.
It's like, she like messed up food. She'd be like, never apologize.
Yeah. It's like, but I, because, all about cooking. There's tons of things about her, loving the cooking and enjoy and all that sorts of things. And I'm cooking something I had never made before. Today I made from scratch cream of mushroom soup because why not? I can do that.
Yeah.
It's like I have no idea what I'm doing. I googled, cream of mushrooms, homemade cream of mushroom soup, and then just combine like the top 10 recipes on the internet. I'm like, yeah, close enough. It'll be good. It's like, none of these seem right. I'm just doing what I want. And it's fun. So much fun. Experimenting with cooking. I've said it for years. If you don't know how to cook, learn to cook your favorite food so you can at least feed yourself when you're down.
Mm-hmm. I completely and utterly agree.
Because it's nothing better than being miserable and going home and cooking your favorite thing and eating it.
So with all that being said...
No better antidote for misery anyways. All that being said...
Also true.
If you liked what you heard here today and want to participate in Recipe Fest 2017, send your favorite recipe to proteuspodcast@gmail.com.
Or post it on Twitter @ProteusPodcast.
And as always, you can follow us on Twitter to be updated when new podcasts are posted.
You can also follow us on Stitcher, Podbean,
Google Play, iTunes, YouTube,
and all places where fine podcasts are purveyed.
All that being said, I've been Jacob.
And I'm still Danielle.
And we have been the Proteus Podcast. Good night, everyone.